Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today is a very important episode. I think this is something I'll be talking about that I think most of you will be able to relate to and understand. Um, everything I'm saying. So this episode is really going to talk about like all those things people have said to us at one point or another. Like they're like criticizing or critiquing every move you make. Maybe it's because they want you to improve, or maybe it's just because they do not like what you're doing and just trying to bring you down. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to be talking about the different ways you can deal with haters, critiquers, and people who you do not like. So let's get into it. The number one thing I would just like to say honestly is just forget about all of the people who are ruining your moments. You're ruining your big moments. Let's just say you made a hit song, right? You think it's a hit song. Maybe others do not believe it. That's their own opinion. I do not want you or anyone to think that they're conformed to that one idea that others have of them. For me, I write songs too, and for me, when I put out songs, I know that there's going to be mixed reviews. I put out covers and things like that online, and I know there's going to be mixed reviews. Of course, it does hurt when you do get like this one negative comment or like a bunch of negative comments, but just remember that that's not the only thing that matters. If you are having fun with what you're doing, if you are enjoying what you're making or doing, just keep going. Do not let someone stop you from doing it just because they do not like it, because they are not the one deciding what you're doing with your future, what you're doing with your life. You need to know that it's fine to make mistakes. It's fine to do whatever you want to do, as long as you're happy and enjoying. My next thing is never put weight on the haters. Putting weight on the haters is simply like putting fire to like their fuel, because if you just simply just put them together, you're just gonna give them enough power to take over your life and just let them continue and build all the negativity they have within them into you, and then that's just gonna ruin everything, if you know what I mean. Now, Taylor Swift, I am a huge fan of her. I'm gonna just say a few things from her that I recently watched an interview. Of course, you all know her song Shake It Off, where she's like, haters gonna hate, hate, hate. And so that's kind of like a whole motto I go by now. If someone hates on your work, just know they're gonna hate. That's their job resume. That's what they're made for. They're made for doing that so you can learn and improve. Especially now, if you're listening to this episode and like you're a teenager or you're someone young. Of course, everyone is young out there. Sorry, parents. If you are young and you're out here listening to this episode, just know that it's preparing you for the future. There's gonna be haters everywhere you go. There's gonna be haters in the entertainment industry for sure. There's gonna be many in the cooking industry or the hospitality industry. You're gonna find a lot of Karens out there who will be mean to you, rude to you. Just know, just keep your cool and never forget who you are. Just keep your goodness within you, and good people follow you around. Now this one thing, the main thing about Taylor Swift though is, she said in this interview, she mentioned, just rid yourself of all their words and discouragement. Stand up, do your thing, and carry on. If you know in your heart that you're not hurting anyone while pursuing your dreams, then why stop and focus on all the negativity? Now I think this is really important to understand though, because this is actually a really good point. Because if you're not hurting anyone, if you're not exploiting anyone or making bad decisions, you should not be stopped by any negativity. Like, even if someone says your voice is bad, or if someone says your cooking is terrible and you can't cook, it should not stop you from achieving your goals. If you want to become a Michelin chef, go ahead, do your thing and become one. Or if you want to become a best-selling author, work on it. That's actually another thing I would like to point out though. Just always work towards it. Do not just say that, oh, I want to be a Michelin star chef, or I want to be a best-selling author, without actually working on it. And then when haters come in and be like, you are lazy, you're not working, they probably are right, because if you're not working towards your goal, then of course they're going to come and get you. Of course, that doesn't mean that you working also would not mean that they won't be haters. They will always be haters. I mean, that's just part of the world. Without the haters, I don't think Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo, or anyone, as a matter of fact, would be where they are, because that's just kind of what makes you more refined, more realistic. Because if you have no haters in your life, of course, that's a good thing, but at the same time, they are what help you improve. Subconsciously, on a subconscious level, they always help you improve. Sometimes they're telling the truth, and it's just hard to, like, face it and just be like head on and be like, okay, so this is the plan. I'm gonna work on these things, and I'm gonna improve on whatever is going on wrong. Maybe I am off pitch in this section. I need to change this up and see what's going on there. Or maybe I put too much salt in the food. I need to reduce this. So that's what we do. So I kind of think that just like, experimenting, seeing what sticks, throw like as many tomatoes as you need on the wall, just see what happens. Of course, yeah, any younger listeners listening to this episode, I am not actually saying throw tomatoes. Please do not do that. But what I mean is just experiment, play around with colors, see what looks pretty, maybe blue and pink, blue and green. And I think that's a great part of creativity, though, is you can just do whatever you want and look pretty as long as you believe in it. Now, the number one thing that I firmly believe in is just never give up. People are always just going to be, critiquing, hating. But, like, again, as I said earlier, it's part of life. So just move on, just keep doing your thing. Forget about those people. Just put on your headphones and just listen to Taylor Swift or listen to your favorite songs and just get on with your life. Just do what you do best, and things will stick and things will happen. Lastly, what I want to say is that we have all have come here with a purpose, and we're simply just like testing out the waters and seeing what sticks, as I said earlier. Some of us are experimenting with music styles, others might be testing out new flavors. Whatever the case may be, you need to know that you should always be proud of every step you make to take and achieve your goals. And most importantly, always believe in yourself, no matter what anyone else tells you. Lastly, I would thank you all for tuning in for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed and learned something new. If you like this episode, feel free to subscribe and leave us a review. Thanks again for listening, and I'll be back with some new content every week.